So, hey, Jordan, it's so good to have you today at our staff meeting. Welcome, welcome. We're very happy to have you. Would you mind telling the staff just a little bit about yourself, where you are right now in your education and what your hopes are for your internship this summer?
Yeah, so I am a third-year divinity student at Duke Divinity School. I am really excited to be in my last year of divinity school. It's been a really cool adventure. I am excited for the summer and just getting to know how a church functions, kind of like Westlake, and what it looks like to run a church and what it looks like to be in service, working with people and working with congregants, and how do we take a church from what it is to what it could be, and just general things like that. And especially learning how to do church in COVID-19. It's been all of my classmates are thinking through things differently, and so I think it's really important to be plugged into a church, working for a church right now, and discussing these things and discussing how do we have communion, how do we serve our congregants and be in conversation with them during this time. So, yeah.
Do you have any hobbies or interests besides the work that you just described that you enjoy doing?
Yeah, I really like reading fun books and listening to audiobooks. I'm currently trying to listen to one autobiography a month by a woman this year, so that's fun. Um, what else? I love hiking. I'm really sad to be out of the mountains in North Carolina because there's so many hiking trails over there, and Houston is flatland, so that's been fun. But yeah, I also love drinking coffee. It's frequent coffee shops a lot, yeah. So.
Jordan, I heard once upon a time that you had considered being a praise band leader at one point in your life. Can you speak to your interests and musical things?
Yeah, so originally when I felt a call and a pull toward ordained ministry, I actually thought the call was to go earn a master's in sacred music. That has since changed a lot. But I grew up singing and I grew up in choirs, and I really loved it for a very long time. And I have sort of learned through my call that is a gift that I have, but it's not necessarily my calling. And so learning the differences between that. But I have always loved music. My mom took me to musicals like since I was a baby, and so it's been a huge part of my life. But I love worship music and I love sacred music and studying it. And yeah, and I have a bachelor's of music, so.
And your primary instrument was voice?
Mm-hmm.
When did you feel a call to ministry, Jordan?
Wow, yeah. I've always been interested in the church. I wasn't raised by Christians, so my parents came to faith sort of later in life, and through me, because I asked them to take me to church every Sunday since I was a kid. But it was around my sophomore year of college when I was involved in my Wesley Foundation at Stephen F. Austin, and I just kind of felt a pull to go deeper, and I didn't really understand it. And at that point, I had applied for a music internship at a church that I didn't get. And I was really devastated, and I kept saying, God, why? If this is my calling, like, what is the point of this? And I was 19 at the time. And my home church, actually, their pastor was reappointed, their head pastor, and their youth director and choir director left all within the month of April. And it was a very quick turnaround. And so the associate pastor who only worked part-time called me and said, hey, can you just come do something? And so that summer, I kind of realized that my call was to be in the church and to be preaching and working with congregants. And that wasn't what I had planned for that summer. It was not on my 5-year track or anything. But I remember the last Sunday in particular was the first time I'd ever preached. And that was something that I felt more love towards than anything I'd ever done, including music. And so it's kind of when I realized, like, oh, this is for me. And then I began the process of becoming a certified candidate, and now we're here. So
Jordan, what are some ways that you have seen God at work outside of the church?
yeah, so I've actually had some really wonderful opportunities to work with people without shelter. This past school year, I actually worked for a nonprofit in Durham called Families Moving Forward. And I have a strong heart for people who don't have homes. I think they are the church, and I think they should be treated as the church, not treated as an outreach. But I love the conversations and the stories that I have with people who are houseless. I think they so reflect who Jesus Christ is, and they embody who God is in this world in ways that some people don't understand. And one of my favorite things, I love people, and I love getting to know people's stories. And so sitting and having the privilege to listen to them and their stories, and then having the privilege to hear the stories of children and things like that, I love it so much. And they're some awesome people, and I try to find those communities wherever I can. And so,
Hey Jordan, what is your favorite taco topping?
oh, hot sauce,
Breakfast
100%.
breakfast taco.
Oh, still hot sauce.
You have a favorite brand of hot sauce?
No, I do not discriminate against hot sauces. I will literally put anything spicy on my food. I carry around a little sriracha sauce that I got for Christmas one year. So,
Favorite movie?
oh, that's hard. Probably A League of Their Own. It's a good movie. Yeah.